YouTube, so yeah, welcome back to the channel. So today I decided, you know what, let's laugh at some dumb people. So I found a random video that says the dumbest criminals of all time, so this should be good and you don't have to feel bad about laughing at them because they're criminals, so fuck them. Let's start it.
In 2009, Matthew McNally and Joey
Why is
Miller
there
robbed a home in Iowa using
marker?
masks drawn onto their faces with permanent black marker.
Huh?
Whilst on the run, the two discovered that permanent black marker doesn't rub off easily, leading to their simple arrest and embarrassingly stupid mugshots. However, these two still look like geniuses in comparison to some of the other idiots we'll be talking about as we discuss the stupidest criminals of all time. Take for example MacArthur Wheeler, who robbed two banks in broad daylight as he thought that pouring lemon juice on his face would make him invisible to cameras.
What?
When shown the bank surveillance footage, Wheeler refused to believe that he
Did bro really go think he turns invisible because he had fucking lemon juice? What? How did he come to that conclusion? Was he like dropped when he was born? Does he have a little bit of brain damage? Like what the hell? Jeez. Is he just like a professional dumbass or something? What the hell? This is like that Florida man that turned himself into prison because he said he strangled his imaginary friend over drugs. He was on meth, and he got arrested for the meth charges.
was visible, stating to officers, "But I wore the juice," believing that as long as he didn't come near a heat source, he should have been completely invisible. Police concluded the Wheeler was not crazy or on drugs, just incredibly mistaken, with the lemon juice mistake eventually costing Wheeler a 24.5-year prison sentence. However, if we're on the topic of terrible disguises, then we can't get past Dennis Hawkins, whose disguise as an old lady wasn't much better. His sweater-accompanied fake boobs, a full beard.
You know, disguises are supposed to make you inconspicuous, but bro, what? Where did he get this idea from? Did he watch the Looney Tunes? Did he watch Bugs Bunny or some shit? Like he literally put all attention on himself. He's like trying to disguise himself as an old lady or something. What the fuck? Yeah, everyone keep an eye on this guy. There's something off about him. I mean, he's dressed up like an old lady, and yeah. I'm not gonna go into it, but what the fuck?
And fittingly clown pants with this insanely recognizable
clown pants?
Police to catch Hawkins only an hour after the robbery. The police chief for the area stated he would get my nomination for dumbest criminal. You still have his black facial hair with a blondish wig. Definitely different. Different is also a good way to describe Patrick McGuire's disguise, who robbed an Illinois convenience store while covering his face with a clear plastic bag. He was only able to obtain
Bro, okay. What is the point of covering your face with something that you could see through? Like what? Are you hoping your face doesn't show up on camera or something? This dude is an idiot. Like, now they'll never know my disguise. With this clear bag, they will not know who just robbed them. Haha, I'll even return to the scene of the crime.
$60 from the robbery. However, due to his extensive
$60, really?
He was sentenced to 15 years in prison for the stunt, meaning that he had to spend 1 year in prison for every $4 stolen from the store.
Holy shit!
A bad return. Equally bad was Paul Sinclair's, who attempted to rob a bank in Florida by using his fingers curled up into a gun shape. The quote-unquote weapon was so non-threatening that the bank teller gave him only $120, after which he'd flee on foot before being caught by police only 10 minutes later. Then there was James Blankenship, who thought that robbery was legal as long as you did it at a certain time of day. Back in 2013...
What is this, The Purge? Robbery is legal on this one day. Like, huh? What the this is... Wow.
2013, Blankenship broke into his own mother's home, after which the police were called, who would take to their Facebook page later that day to explain what had happened. He fled the scene upon seeing his mother. The male was located under the house hiding in a crawl space. When advised of his charges, he made the statement, "I thought you could only be charged with burglary if you break in during the night time." Blankenship was given a
No, you could break in. You could get arrested for burglary when you get caught committing burglary. Burglary. I can't talk right now. But yeah, he thought you could do it during the day and it'll be fine. No, you're stealing people's shit. Like, is this really the mind of criminals? Like, how stupid do you gotta be? Like, I didn't think it was possible to be that dumb. No. Like, let's continue. This is just kind of annoying. It's kind of pissing me off. Also, hold on. Let me turn off my facial expressions. It's just breaking my model. Hold on one sec. This'll just take a sec. God, it's probably literally just my model being stupid, but yeah, I mean, also my webcam's being really dumb. Like, it's like lagging for some reason. Alright. Apologies. Okay, video's back up. And there we go. Now it should stop breaking. Maybe. I don't know why it keeps thinking I'm doing that expression. I mean, it's VC face. It's just weird.
And ordered to pay a $100 fine. Yet this wasn't the only time when a person was dumb enough to think that a law didn't apply to them. Because when Ruben Pavin was caught stealing from a charity thrift shop in New Hampshire, he'd state that he thought everything was free because of the name of the business, Finders Keepers. The sign did say Finders Keepers, so I took that DVD player, took it home, Pavin told the local TV station. A couple of
That's just the name of the thrift. This just makes me lose faith in humanity. I'm being real with you. I lost. Well, I kind of technically lost faith in humanity a long time ago, but you know, this just makes me justified in it on how stupid these criminals are.
weeks later, the stuff is still there on the porch. So I'm thinking to myself, finders keepers. They probably just put stuff out there for people to take. The business responded via Facebook stating, "This man who was caught on video is saying it is all a misunderstanding. He thought everything at our store was free. Is that really the best defense he could come up with?" After which Pavin reportedly turned in the stolen goods to police, holding that he's not a bad person or a bad dad, and is rather just unbelievably stupid. But was he as dumb as Derek Mosley, who in 2013
I think I heard of
attempted to
this.
rob a store named
Oh, I heard of this.
by using a baseball bat. When Mosley allegedly barged into discount gun sales and smashed a display counter with his baseball bat, the store manager simply pulled out his own personal firearm and pointed it straight at the would-be robber, holding Mosley in the store until he was arrested and charged with first-degree robbery. A similar story.
Okay, this bro was an idiot. He clearly didn't play GTA. The gun store owner is always armed. Like, are you really? That's just common sense. Like, oh, I'm gonna break into your store and steal all your guns with a baseball bat. That's how you get shot. Like, how dumb can you be? Like, I remember I read about this story and I laughed my ass off. Like, people really, he really thought he was gonna get away with stealing stuff. It's a gun store. The owner clearly has a gun license, clearly has a license to carry, and you're in his store, so if he feels threatened, he could shoot you. Like, clearly, if he feels threatened or is threatened, he can just shoot you, and it'll be self-defense. Like, for real, dude? Why? Who gave you who? This had to be like a dare or something, and him being a dumbass made it. He went along with it. Like, what the fuck?
He then came out of Texas in
Oh,
July
okay, okay.
2022 when a gun store was robbed at knife point, although this tale instead ended in a body bag as the robber was fatally shot by the store owner as he tried to exit with his loot. But what happened?
Okay. So, at least the guy with the bat had a longer range with the bat, but the dude with the knife, he is just... What are you gonna do bringing a knife to a gunfight, dude? Like, this ain't Call of Duty. You don't have, like, the throwing knives. This ain't, like... You're not in the Matrix. You're not gonna, like, dodge it. You're not Albert Wesker. You're not Neo. You're not Agent Smith. You're not even, like, doesn't Vamp in MGS4 dodge bullets? Like, this is real life. You're not gonna win a fight against, like, a gun-wielding store owner with your little pocket knife. And even if it wasn't a pocket knife, like, even if it was, let's say, a bigger knife you had, you're getting shot before you even can lay a hand on the store owner. Like, this is just natural selection at this point. Like, how stupid are you?
Happens when you accidentally call 911 whilst committing a crime. Pocket dialing the
I have no
police
pity
is probably
for
a fairly common occurrence. However,
these
for
criminals.
Carson Reinhardt and Nathan Teklemariam, it happened at the most unfortunate moment.
Okay, so the dude on the right, I just imagine this is what's going on in his head, like what he's, or like what he was saying when he had that picture. Duh. like I don't know, he just looks like a dumbass to me. I don't fucking know.
Specifically while they were breaking into a car. The alert
Yeah, they were
dispatcher
trying to
soon
break
realized
into a
that the call
car,
was an
of
accidental
course.
one, and moreover that the guys on the other end might be up to no good. For the next 35 minutes, the dispatcher stayed on the line, listening and gathering information, as Teklemariam and Reinhardt did the following. Discovered a car that they thought they could burglarize, discussed how to break into the car, allegedly broke into the car, exclaimed in delight over finding narcotics in the car, became confused as to how and why a police car was following them, and reacted in disbelief when the arresting officer revealed that they'd been on the line to 911 the entire time. Scott Simon found himself in a similar situation, although under much more severe circumstances. Whilst on trial for murder in 2015, Scott was
he's a
successfully
murderer.
sentenced to life in prison, as 2 years prior he'd pocket-dialed the police while admitting to a friend that he was the one who committed the crime. He had no idea he called 911, a sheriff's office spokeswoman told the Miami Herald. He basically told on himself, as did Albert Bailey, although in a much stupider way. Bailey
Okay, how are you gonna beat that?
Fairfield, Connecticut, although rather than exercising the element of surprise, he'd call the bank prior to the robbery stating, "I want $100,000 in large bills and no die packs. I'll be sending someone into the bank to get the money. Don't call the police, we are monitoring the police scanner." Prior to making this phone call, Bailey had already served 7 years in prison for a previous bank robbery. However, this new plan was equally ineffective, as after arriving at the bank to collect his cash, Bailey was locked inside, arrested, and sentenced
Immediately.
to another 9 years in prison. Although if
How
he wanted
stupid
to avoid
are-
his time behind bars, he
What
could
the
have had
fuck?
a chat with Tito and Amanda Watts, who got arrested in Florida for selling tickets to enter heaven at a price of $100. Tito Watts said in his police statement, "I don't care what the police say. The tickets are solid gold, and it was Jesus who gave them to me behind the KFC and said to sell them so I could get me some money to go to outer space."
Nah, that wasn't Jesus. That was Jesus. Jesus ripped you off. Just saying.
You should arrest Jesus because he's the one who gave me the golden
Jesus.
tickets and said to sell them. I'm willing to wear a wire and set Jesus up. The couple
Jesus.
apparently earned over $10,000 from the stunt, meaning that they were able to find people even dumber than them, one of which might have been Ruben Zarate. While attempting to rob a muffler shop in 2008, Zarate was told that the shop couldn't access the money safe without their manager.
Oh, I think I heard about this one.
Later that afternoon. Instead of bailing on the robbery, Zarate instead gave them his phone number, asking them to give him a ring the next time the manager was in. They did so later that afternoon, although after returning to the store, Zarate received no money and was instead met by police and charged with aggravated robbery. Then there was the man who gave the people he was robbing something even stupider. The unnamed robber walked into a London bank carrying a gun and a bag, which he'd take to the front desk before demanding £700,000 in cash from the bank worker. But after making his demands, the crook handed over his gun to the cashier instead of the bag. Investigating authorities stated the guest.
Well, this guy failed the GTA mission, the robbery mission. Here, like he was trying. How do you forget to hand the bag? Instead, you give the person at the counter your gun, and look, now you're being held up. Like, oh my god. Okay. The stupidity of people amazes me. You know, if you ever feel like you're not smart or you're a dumbass, just remember, this guy right here, he tried to rob a bank and then he gave the bank worker at the counter his gun, and yeah, the rest you can assume what happened.
Is that he is very inexperienced and panicked when he approached the cashier, handing over his gun instead of a bag by mistake. But it was Trevor Jones who left an even more damning piece of evidence at his crime scene. After breaking into a house in Atlanta, Jones took a moment to check his Facebook on the owner's computer before leaving without logging out. Less than 3 years later, a similar story entered news headlines, reading a 26-year-old Minnesota man has been tracked down by police after leaving his Facebook profile logged in at a house he allegedly robbed, although this story has a much funnier ending.
Why? Okay, if you're gonna rob a house, why would you go on their computer and log into your Facebook? Like if also like you like what? You have to check if you got any likes, like, or something. Also, who the fuck uses Facebook? Fucking boomer book? Like, what the fuck? Why? How dumb. Oh, okay. I know I'm robbing this house, but hold on. I gotta check my Facebook real quick. I gotta check my Facebook. I gotta check Twitter. I gotta check my YouTube channel. I gotta check if I got any likes. All right. I'll check. Let's go, sir. Hey, but aren't you gonna log out? What? And they're already like a few miles away from the house.
The homeowner decided
This is
to message
amazing.
the robber via his Facebook, stating, "You left a few things at my house last night. How can I get them back to you?" Which was followed by the robber agreeing to come back to the home so he could collect the stuff he forgot. However,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that guy is just a professional moron. Like you're, oh yeah, that my house you robbed, you left a few things, so yeah, you want to come by and pick it up? Oh yeah, sure. And then arrested.
the robber didn't get any of his items back and was instead arrested while still wearing a watch that he'd stolen from the night before. While both of these idiots used social media poorly, at least they didn't brag about the robbery in a YouTube video.
Oh, I've seen that. I've heard of this idiot.
In 2012, at the age of 19, Sabata stole $6,000 from a bank in Nebraska, and while almost anybody else would have simply kept quiet, Hannah instead took to her YouTube channel Jelly Beanie to upload a video titled Chick Bank Robber, in which she'd straight up admit to having just committed a robbery. She'd then discuss her entire methodology for the crime while showing the money and the amount that had been stolen, before concluding the video by describing the vehicle she had used and that it had its license plate removed. This information eventually resulted in Hannah Sabata's arrest and sentenced.
Did she want to get arrested or something, or is she really that dumb? I'm just saying. You had a successful robbery, and all you had to do was lay low, not draw attention to yourself, and, just basically shut the fuck up about it. But no, you posted it on your YouTube, your confession, and bragged about it, and then even showed off the money and shit. She did it for clout. Always a stupid reason, but she did it for clout. I swear. Influencer are morons.
Sentencing of 10 to 20 years prison, done so in a public courtroom filled to maximum capacity with people who had seen the video. Just 2 years prior to this, 21-year-old Frank Singleton was being released from Palm Beach County Jail, having just served time for a trespassing charge. The
Trespassing, really?
He didn't have a car to leave the jail, so he decided to steal one from the visitor's parking lot, yet the car he decided to steal was a manual, and he could only drive auto. Singleton sat in the car looking like an idiot before being arrested and sentenced to a further 6 years in prison, telling deputies that he tried to take the car because he didn't feel like walking to his home about 6 miles away. And while you may be sat here thinking that these criminals can't get any dumber, it's time to introduce 53-year-old Michael Anthony Fuller. While it's common knowledge that the US banknote doesn't go any higher than $100, Fuller had the genius idea to create a counterfeit $1 million note.
$1 million. I am a rich man. I have $1 million. Those don't... He got arrested for counterfeiting, didn't he? And that's a pretty big charge if you're caught counterfeiting. And even though this is... Well, I can't believe it. I can't believe how dumb this guy is. Oh my god, my model is lagging.
Walmart. He loaded his cart with a vacuum cleaner, a microwave, and various other items totaling $472 before handing the $1 million note to the cashier, expecting $999,528 in change. Needless to say, Walmart wasn't able to facilitate this, and instead store staff called police. Fuller was later charged with attempting to obtain property by false pretense and uttering a forged instrument.
Oh god, okay, yeah, they had... Those were some idiots. Yeah, see? A lot of I'm the dumbest criminals ever. This guy's saying he's 12. Yeah, that's a 12-year-old, guys. You see, criminals aren't that smart, usually. Well, in most cases, they're not that smart. But, yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.